Have you ever sat down for breakfast and realized it doesn't even feel like breakfast anymore? It's not just about taste. Breakfast used to be the most comforting meal of the day, warm plates, coffee that made you slow down, food that filled more than just your stomach. Somewhere along the way, a lot of big breakfast chains traded comfort for convenience and kept charging you as if nothing had changed. That's where Spend Smart comes in. We're here to break down which chains give you the best bang for your buck and which ones quietly drain your wallet. Sometimes the price isn't just on the receipt, it's in the quality you didn't get. Let's start with the first culprit. Chain number 1, IHOP Avoid. IHOP used to feel like a breakfast reward. Big fluffy pancakes, warm syrup on the table, bottomless coffee, and that diner buzz that made mornings feel alive. The price was fair, because you felt like you were getting something made for you. But in recent years, the math doesn't work the same. Price check, a basic pancake combo with eggs, meat, and coffee can now run $15 to $18 after tax and tip in many locations. What you're actually getting, much of the food comes pre-prepped or frozen. The pancake batter, once made fresh daily, often arrives in portion bags. That means less freshness, less flavor, and frankly, less value for the price. Even the cooking shortcuts cost you in ways you don't see. Pancakes that are pale or underdone inside still get served because the toppings, whipped cream, candy sprinkles, fruit sauces hide the flaws. You're paying for sugar disguises, not quality batter. Spend Smart verdict. You're spending sit-down restaurant money for fast food level prep. Unless you're chasing nostalgia, skip it. Chain number 2. Denny's Avoid. Denny's used to be the all-hours hero. The value wasn't just in the price, it was in knowing you could get a hot plate at 2 a.m. without breaking the bank. But the value part is fading fast. Price check. The famous Grand Slam that once felt like a bargain can creep past $14 with coffee in many locations. Quality gap. Eggs may come from a carton, not a shell. Hash browns? Undercooked in the middle, burnt on the edges. Bacon? Thin and salt-heavy. And coffee, the one thing they refill endlessly, often tastes stretched past its prime. You're still getting large portions, but portion size doesn't equal value when the taste isn't there. Paying for food you don't finish is like tossing coins into the trash. Spend Smart verdict. Feels like breakfast in shape only. If you're after late-night value, look elsewhere. You can do better for your dollar. Chain number 3. Panera Bread Avoid. Panera built its brand on the illusion of premium health. People were willing to pay $12 for oatmeal because it looked like real care went into it. Today, the illusion's wearing thin. Price check. A breakfast sandwich plus coffee? Expect $13 to $15. Reality check. Eggs often pre-cooked in bulk and left in warming trays. Pastries and bagels? Delivered pre-made. Finished in-store. Coffee? Inconsistent. Sometimes fresh, often bitter or stale. Panera markets clean food, but clean doesn't mean fresh. You're paying boutique prices for chain-level shortcuts. Spend Smart verdict. The environment feels premium, but the food's execution doesn't match the bill. Not a smart buy unless you're there for the workspace and Wi-Fi, in which case, think of the coffee as rent. Chain number 4, Cracker Barrel Avoid. Cracker Barrel has that country charm pricing power. You're not just paying for food, you're paying for the rocking chairs, the gift shop, the nostalgia. That's fine if the plate matches the price. Lately, it doesn't. Price check. A full breakfast with coffee can easily top $16. Quality shift. Gravy from a bag, pre-portioned mixes, standardized ingredients across regions. Even the biscuits, once a point of pride, can turn dense and flavorless under heat lamps. The food still looks like home cooking, but the behind-the-scenes changes mean you're paying homemade prices for factory efficiency. Spend Smart verdict. You're funding the atmosphere more than the plate. Charming, yes. Cost-effective? Not anymore. Chain number 5, Einstein Brothers Bagels Avoid. On paper, this seems like a cost-effective weekday breakfast, quick, warm, and around $8 to $10 for sandwich and coffee. But the Spend Smart test says otherwise. Bagel quality. Many locations use par-baked frozen bagels finished on site. They smell fresh, but lack that boiled chew real bagels have. Egg quality, pre-cooked egg pucks microwaved in batches, not cracked fresh. Coffee quality, often relies on flavored syrups to mask stale brews. When you break down the cost per ingredient, you're paying a premium for convenience, not craftsmanship. Spend smart verdict. If you want a real bagel experience, find a local shop. You'll often get fresher food for the same price. Chain number 6, Subway. Avoid. Subway isn't a traditional breakfast spot, but plenty of people grab a quick egg sandwich here thinking it's the cheapest hot breakfast around. That's true on paper. A breakfast flatbread meal might run $6 to $7, but there's more to value than price. Eggs, pre-cooked frozen slabs. Bread, often limp after toasting because of steam. Bacon, pre-cooked flavorless and stiff once cooled. Coffee, an afterthought at best. Yes, it's cheap, but it's also low satisfaction food, the kind that leaves you hungry again in an hour. That means you might spend twice on breakfast without realizing it. Spend smart verdict. Low sticker price, low staying power. Not worth it if your goal is to fuel the day. Chain number 7, Tim Hortons. Avoid. Tim Hortons holds nostalgia power, especially for road trips. But when we crunch the numbers, the value proposition isn't strong anymore. Price check. A breakfast combo can hit $9 to $11. Quality gap. Eggs are often frozen and microwaved, biscuits are dry before the first bite, and bacon is limp from heat lamps. Coffee, once the selling point, is now inconsistent with reports of weak brews or burnt aftertaste. The portion sizes haven't gotten bigger, but the shortcuts have. That means you're paying the same or more for less satisfaction. Spend smart verdict. If you're on the road, it's convenient. If you're near literally any other coffee and breakfast option, spend your money there. Chain number 8, First Watch, worth it. Finally, some good news for your breakfast budget, even if it costs a bit more upfront. Price check. $14 to $18 for most breakfasts. Why it works. Fresh ingredients prepped in-house, eggs cracked to order, toast actually toasted, potatoes cooked on a griddle. Portions are satisfying without being wasteful, so you're paying for quality you actually consume. First Watch isn't trying to upsell you with gimmicks. They deliver on the basics, which means every dollar feels well spent. Spend smart verdict. Costs more, but you get more. A good example of buy nice, don't buy twice in breakfast form. Chain number 9, The Original Pancake House, worth it. This place is proof that simple can still be worth your money. Price check. $13 to $16 for a generous plate. Why it works. Pancakes thick and crisp-edged, bacon cooked to order, eggs cracked fresh. Whipped cream made in-house. Even specialty items like the Dutch Baby are done with care, and they tell you it'll take time, which means you know they're making it for you, not everyone. The slower pace isn't inefficiency, it's part of the value. You're paying for food made with hands, not just heated with machines. Spend smart verdict. No gimmicks, just breakfast done right. Worth every cent if you appreciate craft over convenience. Final spend smart takeaway. Value isn't just about the lowest price, it's about what you get for the money you spend. A $7 sandwich that leaves you hungry is actually more expensive than a $14 plate that keeps you full and happy until lunch. Paying for charm without quality is throwing away money. And eating food made to pass inspection instead of to please you? That's the worst deal of all. If you're spending smart, skip the chains that rely on pre-packaged shortcuts and nostalgia pricing. Put your breakfast dollars toward places that still cook with care. Your stomach and your wallet will thank you.